All right, welcome to the channel, guys. We're going to try something new today. We're going to talk about some news. I'm always been kind of interested in this type of stuff, so I got three topics today. We're going to kind of go over um, in gaming. We got some Assassin's Creed news, we got Marvel Rivals news, and then we got some sad stuff. At least for me, like we got some GameStop closures happening all around the United States, which kind of makes sense considering there's so many different options now, and everybody kind of gravitates towards the digital purchasing of games. I mean, I still love it. I have a local store that I go to called Ben's Game Shop around here, and it's awesome going in there and just seeing a whole bunch of retro old school games. You can still get old school consoles, you get old school games. It's freaking awesome to have. So yeah, we'll just do it freeform here. Um, we'll start with this one: Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed again, this time by another month. So in my opinion, this game, no matter what happens, no matter if it's the best Assassin's Creed to ever come out, which it's not going to be. I mean, that's just pure cope by pretty much everybody. So no matter what happens with this game, it's going to get ratioed. It'll probably sell pretty decent because it's Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's a name brand game, but just like the aura surrounding this game is so negative, and it's just not going to sell the way it is. Ubisoft is pretty much cooked from this game. No matter what, Ubisoft is going down. They've just had too many failures. They just aren't learning from their mistakes. They're trying to put on the facade that they are because they're trying to save this game in any way that they can, but I don't think it's going to be as successful as they think. They're just too delusional. They don't understand the players. They pushed out this stuff because they thought they could push it on us, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll accept it. Like, who in their right mind thinks it's like logical, reasonable to have a black samurai in Japan during this time? It's crazy to me, and that's not even like the biggest oh my god of it. When you just make the game shit, it just doesn't like it just doesn't play well. And I don't know if you guys saw the early footage of it where it was just like it was almost like an arcadey version of this. If you're trying to make a game about assassins and have it be your like prestigious brand, your prestigious IP, you need to make sure that it comes out the best it can be because it takes them how long to make these games, 5+ years to drop these games, and then it comes out shit and they expect you to buy it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I've never understood the idea of not targeting the general audience with these games. It just doesn't make sense. Even just from a business perspective, trying to think of it, oh, we're going to push to I'm going to be honest, the minority mindset of people. If you look at the majority of the world, they don't believe in these things that, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say it, the left believes in. They don't believe in these type of things. A majority of the world, thinks there are two genders and thinks there are differences between men and women and thinks there are, you know, well, okay, let's not dive into it too much because I don't want to get too controversial, but that's just how a majority of the world thinks. So if I'm a business and I am a CEO, I am going to create a game that kind of stays away from that. And there's ways you can do it. Like there's ways you can put it into a game and not have it in your face so much, not make it the main focus of the game. Baldur's Gate 3, fucking amazing game. But they gave the players a choice to either live in that world or not live in that world. If they don't give you a choice and they push it into your face, it's going to end up rubbing people the wrong way, right? It's just cater to the majority, and you can sprinkle that stuff in if you want to put your message in there. But if you make a game that caters to the not majority and the not majority doesn't buy it, that's your fault. That's not the gamer's fault. That is your fault because you were too stupid to realize that. Okay. All right. Anyway, that I ran over for me. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's dive into this guy. This one's a pretty short article. We'll just get through it here. So Ubisoft has delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows yet again by another month. Assassin's Creed Shadow was due out on the 14th of February, now it's due out on March 20th. This is the game's second delay, which I mean, I guess they're trying to fix it. They're trying to put a band-aid over it, they're trying to spray paint the turd, so we'll see how this goes. So it'll be pushed back a little bit farther. It says, as a part of the renewed focus on gameplay quality and engaging day one experiences, it has been decided to provide an additional month of development to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay. So they're just trying to fix it up as best they can, make it as salvageable as possible so when it releases, they don't get just completely fucking dunked on, which is just going to happen no matter what. Even if it's like the best one, it's still going to get dunked on. It doesn't matter. and I doubt that they're going to be able to fix it with all the issues they have. But we'll see. We'll see. This additional time will allow the team to better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months and help create better conditions for the game. Blah, blah, blah. What? Okay, get this one right here. By continuing to engage closely with the increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community. What world do these people live in? This is crazy to me. Increasingly positive community? Man, that shows you how disconnected these people are from the actual like gamer. Crazy. Ugh. But it says the game is scheduled now for March 20th. It could get pushed back more. Like this is just grandstanding here. This is just coping. So we'll see. It could even be pushed back another year. We'll have to see what happens, right? We are behind all of our team's efforts to create the most ambitious Assassin's Creed. Blah blah blah. Provide an extra month of development. So blah blah blah. Deliver a better. Yeah, you know. We'll see. Let's check these comments. This was kind of funny. I looked through these. Guess I guess someone can finally explain how an African slaughtering hundreds of Japanese people for February would not be a slam dunk they thought it would be. Oh man. Yep. Let's check this reply. Of course, we got a dude with an Elon Musk here thing, so of course he's going to be a lefty grifter. Oh my god. I love how you guys are moral grandstanding with this is tasteless, but got very angry when IGN posted a piece on how RE5 was pretty tasteless with this depiction of African tribesmen. Quite interesting. Ah, see, you know what's interesting is that this shows the shift, right? And this shows the time between RE5 and where we are now. Is that these people right here, this Thor 4,000 or 40,000 guy, is in the minority now, right? It's not the same. You can't compare these two. You can't compare them anymore. You just can't. It's like a straw man. You can't compare a whole theme of something for something that was back then. It just doesn't make sense to make it. Oh, RE5, that was years ago. The the global mindset of people have shifted now. This guy's still living in 2015, 2016 era. Wow, Charlie B4 is living in the fucking future now. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This game could have released, blah blah blah. Yep. Okay. So this shares my thoughts, right? This game is going to be absolutely destroyed by players. Hoping for the studio making the game is legit good because if there's anything less than perfect, a lot of heads will be rolling at Ubisoft. It doesn't matter. And I love this. It has no chance with rage tubers. Okay. I love how they say rage tubers when it's just constructive criticism. I mean, I'm sure there's like an aspect of it where people are taking it too far, but you call people rage tubers when they're just criticizing things. It's like we just won't consume your slop. Like people just don't do that anymore. It is a new era. People have changed their mindset where they demand certain things. They demand good things. They're not going to give you 60, 80, $100 for games if it's shit. That doesn't exist anymore. It's not rage tubers or rage. Yeah, it's not rage tubers. It's just people finally having enough. We're not going to give you our money if you're going to feed us fucking garbage. You either make good games and we'll buy the games. If you don't, you're going to hear about it. Rage tubers are now the voice of the people. That's what it is, okay? And people like this, who are most likely left leaning, don't like when people are standing up and pushing back against their bullshit. So that's just what they'll do. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's it for the Assassin's Creed thing. It just keeps getting pushed back. In my opinion, the game will probably sell okay. It'll definitely be better than Dragon Age Veilguard by a long shot, but it's not going to be enough of a success to save Ubisoft. So, all right, now we'll move on to Marvel Rivals. So, Marvel Rivals revealed the new stats and most picked heroes. It's probably, if you've been playing the game, it's not really, well, it might actually surprise you, to be honest. I know one's not going to fucking surprise you at all because I hate him. I fucking hate you, Jeff. But hey, yeah, we'll get into it here. So NetEase revealed all sorts of hero information on Marvel Rivals, letting fans see who is the most picked, least played, and who has the highest win rate through the first month. So stormed out of the gate, had a good opening. Of course, we know that the game's huge. Game's awesome. I played quite a bit of it with me and my friends. I used to play a lot of Overwatch. I just kind of fell out of it. It was kind of mundane after a while. So Marvel Rivals coming out, we rocked it. I'm not playing it as much anymore because, as with anything, I got other things I got to do. I got other games I want to play, but it's super fun. A bunch of my friends are still playing it, but me, I got other things. I like playing retro games. I got a bunch. I'm basically a collector of PS1 and PS2 games, so I got a whole fucking backlog of games I got to get caught up on. So I can't devote 4 or 5 hours of my day to playing Marvel Rivals, even though it's awesome. So yeah, back to it anyway. The big reveal for season one, many players. So Fantastic Four coming out, all four. Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch. So this is the one I'm going to come back for. I love Johnny Storm. I love the Human Torch. Just the idea. He's going to be fucking awesome, right? And then you got the Thing, who's going to be basically another Hulk, but we'll see how that goes. With new content on the horizon, NetEase is taking one last look back at the month. So let's see what these guys are. Ahead of season one, NetEase reveals the hero hot list for Marvel Rivals, letting fans see which characters are the most picked and who wins the most across quick play and competitive. Unsurprisingly, Jeff the Land Shark is a fan favorite. Of course he is, dude. I see so many memes, so many things about him. He's not my dude. I'm sorry, but he's super cute and quirky and fun and adorable and whatever, blah blah blah. But I fucking hate him. I'm sorry, I do. Being the most picked hero for quick play matches, while Cloak and Dagger tops the list for console, and Luna Snow for competitive PC. That makes sense. Luna Snow's OP as fuck. So, all right. So, most picked heroes: Jeff the Landshark, quick play for PC and console; Cloak and Dagger, competitive for console; and Luna Snow, competitive for PC. That makes sense. I'm surprised I'm not seeing Mantis in here though, because she's my go-to healer. Like she smokes, she does damage, she's quick, she got that sleep. She got a good ult. She's basically got a Luna Snow ult, just not as long and not as good, but it's still pretty decent. Let's see. While Jeff appears to be one of the most popular characters in Marvel Rivals, the Landshark isn't the character that has the highest win. Oh, here we go. Win rate on the roster across all platforms and roles and game modes. Mantis, that's my girl. Mantis actually takes the number one spot. Surprisingly, what are you talking about? Surprisingly, okay, hold on. This just shows me something about who wrote this article. Surprisingly, Mantis, dude. If you actually played the game and were in tune with the game, that would not be a surprise to anyone that Mantis is like one of the best characters. You know, when she first out, everybody was hyping her up. I've been playing her. I played her myself forever, and it was like win, 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 right? This just shows me this person writing this fucking article doesn't know shit about the game. They're just kind of throwing this all together, right? Anyway, surprisingly, the strategist hero has a over 50% win rate in both quick play and competitive, 56 and 55 respectively, followed by Loki, Hela, Adam Warlock. You know, what I find interesting about this is that people complain about there being no healers, the memes, all that and stuff. But look at that. The top ones were literally all healers. You had Cloak and Dagger, you had Luna Snow, you had Jeff the Landshark, you got Mantis, you got Loki, and you got Adam Warlock, and of course you got Hela, who's fucking bullshit. But that's for another day. All of the supports have the highest win rates and the highest playing. Like, it just shows me that people are just fucking crybabies. Oh, I died. It's the healer's fault. Well, according to this shit, people played healers, so I don't know. On the opposite end of the spectrum is Storm. Yeah, never, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I never played Storm one time in the whole time that I've been playing. So I'm just not interested. Storm, a duelist character that has been heavily criticized by fans due to her lackluster damage and output and frustrating playstyle. She comes in with a horrific pick rate of 1.66% in quick play, and even worse, 0.69 in competitive. Jesus. However, Storm's fortunes may be about to change as Marvel Rivals revealed balancing changes, and with the X-Men set to receive plenty of buffs. Well, we'll see about that. I have been known to use Jeff, but I also enjoy using Moon Knight and Hela, and I've been meaning to try Cloak and Dagger. Yeah. I actually love Moon Knight. I'm a fucking brain rot Moon Knight guy too. I love it. All right, well, that's the Marvel Rivals stats. It's not not very exciting, but I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys who actually plays what and show you that it's mostly strategists, which is kind of wild, right? All right, and for the last bit of news here, we got some sad news, at least for me and for a few of my friends. Growing up, GameStop was like our spot. It's where we got games. I remember sitting outside of GameStop, on the Wrath of the Lich King launch in the cold, waiting for that shit to open so I could snag the box and play freaking World of Warcraft, Love Wrath of the Lich King. And even in BC, I did that. And I think up till probably Mist of Pandaria, I did that where I was rocking that and just buying the actual boxes. But yeah, those are good old times. Those are good old days. All right, so we'll dive into this. GameStop closing locations in the United States. Such a sad day. So we'll go into this. GameStop appears to be closing many of its stores across the United States, often with little to no warning. leaving loyal customers in shock disappointment. While there doesn't seem to be any official announcement from GameStop about an increase in store closures, customers and employees have been active since the start of the year in reporting their newly or soon to be closed stores on social media. The largest physical retailer of new and used video games in the world, GameStop has a history that dates back more than 44 years when it was known as Baggages? Babbage's? Babbage's. Like, okay. Well, a little bit of GameStop lore there for you. It was known as Babbage's. Well, okay. The first location was opened in Dallas, Texas, a suburb, in August 1980 with the financial backing of former U.S. president candidate Ross Perot. Interesting. And by its peak in 2015, the brand was represented by more than 6,000 worldwide locations and was making $9 billion in annual sales, which makes sense back in that time. GameStop was it. If you grew up in that time, GameStop was the go to place. Like, yeah. I remember, oh man, what was that other place called? GameStop. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but that's not important. But its numbers have dwindled over the last 9 years as game sales have shifted to predominantly digital format. And as of February 2024, GameStop's physical location numbers have been cut by nearly one third, with around 3,000 left in the United States. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I'm going to be honest. I don't go to GameStop anymore. If I'm going to GameStop, it's to look for one off, if they have any deals on anything. Sometimes they have, like rare games there. Sometimes they have miscellaneous games there that I'm looking for, but I don't really go there to buy new games anymore. I don't go into GameStop looking to buy the new God of War or, the new freaking Black Ops. I'm looking over here. Black Ops 6 player counts continue to drop. Oh, I wonder why that is. When you sell people the same fucking shit every year, what do you expect? People get bored. I don't know. I haven't really played Black Ops 6. I haven't played Call of Duty in years, I'm going to be honest. So, all right, let's continue on here. Following a December 2024 regulatory report suggesting GameStop was closing more stores in the near future, which was filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, both customers and employees of GameStop locations have been sharing their discoveries of closed locations on platforms like Twitter and the fucking cesspool that is Reddit. Some guy on Twitter lamented on closing his favorite locations, which he saw as a good source of buying cheap. Okay, he's found it as a good source of buying cheap games and consoles. Okay, I can agree with that. That's what I go in there for. He said that particular location seemed to still be popular and successful, as he views its upcoming closure as a bad sign of things to come for less busy locations. Many have also chimed in, with one Canadian worker complaining about ridiculous goals as the company's higher ups assess which stores to keep open. So this is funny. This one Canadian will be an American soon, according to Donald Trump. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's a joke. Don't get upset. It was a fucking joke. All right. So it looks like this is a post on Reddit. First day of closing. It's called the Shame Shop now. Cooked. Shame Shop. Shame. Okay. Anyway, the recent reporting of closing game shop locations is continuing to trend to a declining game retailer. So blah blah blah, showing the company has closed more than 287 stores. They've lost a bunch of money, 20%, which makes sense because we're just moving away from that. Maybe if you would have stood up and stood for the gamer, you wouldn't be going down in flames. But hey, if you're more of a voice in the gaming community to kind of push back on digital sales, the gamer's not owning anything, you'll own nothing and be fucking happy about it, they say, right? So, over the past several years, there has been many plans to save GameStop. I remember this happening. So basically, just goes into about how these guys in 2021 invested in GameStop, and they got some documentaries on it now. Eat the Rich, the GameStop saga, and the film Dumb Money. I don't know if you guys remember that time when people were investing in GameStop and the whole Robin Hood fiasco, and when NFTs were a thing, that whole spiel of just clusterfuck of time that was during COVID times and just insanity. Man, that time feels like a blur now. So that looks like it's it. It won't be the same line. Nope. Yep. So it looks like a sad day. GameStops are closing. This just kind of shows the common tilt in the gaming industry. It just seems like it's going down, down, down. But I mean, to me, it was a great year in gaming. So many good games came out, and the ones that were shit deserve to fail. I'm sorry. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. If you make a shit game, people aren't gonna buy it. You can't just get away with making a shit game and expecting people to do it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was some news today. this is kind of the first spiel of this. I kind of like going over news. We'll get you guys informed on things. So if you guys liked what you heard, please like and subscribe and drop some comments. Let me know what you think, what you guys want to talk about. Yeah. So I will see you guys later. Peace.